Welcome to Let's Talk Tech, a webinar series to support and empower women to be online in safe and secure ways. This series offers you multiple video tutorials on how to get those safety, security and privacy settings just right on your accounts and devices. My name is Claire and joining me today is Avril from Trend Micro. Today's episode is called Shared Without My Consent. But before we begin, if you're watching this webinar on our Safe Ireland website, we want to point you to the Exit This Website Now function on the top right-hand corner of this screen, just in case you need to leave quickly. Avril, can you walk us through what we're going to cover in this episode, please?
In this webinar, we're going to look at prevention first. What are our top tips to prevent this from ever happening? That your intimate images or videos are shared online, or anywhere for that matter. What if something's out there and you're not sure if it is or not? Can you find those images or videos? So we're going to show you a tutorial on how to locate them. And then we're going to show you how you can request Google to actually remove them. And the last one is, if you're worried, maybe you're being threatened, someone is threatening that they're going to share intimate images or video of you online or to somebody. What do you do? And there is actually something you can do to prevent this from happening. And it's about reporting it to the NCII, which is an international charity. And Claire will explain more about that in more detail in a minute. Okay, so bear with us. This is really, really important. But these are the ways you can prevent this from ever happening. All those top tips. After that, then, though, we're going to look at the law and how the law protects you if somebody does share intimate images or videos of you. And we're also then going to look at if somebody shares something belonging to you that you do not consent to and it's shared publicly, we're going to show you what to do, our top tips, but then we're going to go step by step into how to do that and report it on Hotline and how to report that on Facebook too. So there are only a few minutes long between the two of them, but it's good for you to see actually visually how it works. And then if someone shares something privately, so say a group chat or, what do you do then? So we're going to walk you through how to report that on, say, WhatsApp and what do you do, but also give you top tips. So the first thing we need to talk about, Claire, is prevention. That's the ultimate goal, isn't it? That it never happens in the first place. So what are the steps that we need to take to protect ourselves, right? The first thing we would say is to think really carefully about, taking these images, video recordings in the first place, because the long-term consequences, while it might feel okay at the time, the long-term consequences, you'll never know, and how it affects you personally and professionally too. So just be careful because it could be devastating. The second thing is think about who has access to them. Does someone have access to your phone? Could that person take your phone, send one or all of the images or video recordings to their own device and then use it against you? Move them off that device into a secure location. It could be a physical hard drive. I bought a physical hard drive down in the local electrical store, where they sell devices, and you can get one for anything from 40 up to 80 euros. But if this is really personal, private stuff, put it on it. Claire, I work for a cyber security company, Trend Micro, and I can tell you there's cyber criminals just waiting for the chance to get their hands. They're lining up to access intimate images and videos of anybody so that they can use it to blackmail you and get money out of you and extort it out of you. So, and that's just cyber criminals, so for that purpose alone, it's important to have this under lock and key somewhere really private where nobody has access to it. And cloud storage, I pay $2.99 a month, I think, for my iCloud storage. I have an Apple device and it covers my entire family. So I could put it there if I wanted to. But, personally, if I had something like that, even on cloud, I'd be concerned about who could hack in and break into it. I think I'd rather it on a hard disk, physical disk that I can put somewhere safe in my house where no one can access it. So safe storage of your photos and videos is really, really important. And the other thing is strong passwords and two-factor authentication. We've covered this in a previous webinar called Protect Your Accounts. And that webinar is actually in our playlist, Let's Talk Tech, on Safe Ireland's YouTube playlist and on Safe Ireland's website as well. And this is really important. Why? Because it stops others from hacking into your account and taking what does not belong to them. So strong password is good, but two-factor is like a double bolster, a double lock on your accounts wherever those recordings or images are stored. So watch that Protect Your Accounts if you haven't seen it already. And the next thing then that we would recommend is camera covers, because once again, cyber criminals, not to mention someone that you know who may be out to cause harm or hurt, cam covers are basically, you can use a plaster over your laptop to cover the camera on your laptop. Because if you had your laptop open in your bedroom, say, and you're getting into bed, someone with the right software can turn on your camera without you realizing it, start recording you. And they can save it to the desktop on your device, on your laptop, without you knowing it, and then upload it later to cloud or wherever they want. So it's really important to make sure that your cameras are covered and that you have full control over the camera. Same applies for mobile phones as well, if you're really concerned that maybe someone might have access and be able to record you visually. And be aware of deepfakes. You know, you can have all the preventative measures in the world and you may not ever have taken a photograph or a video, but sadly, if deepfakes are used in the wrong manner, they can cause a lot of hurt and harm. What is a deepfake? So basically, someone can take an intimate image of somebody and put your face on it and then share it online, and it could look like you, that it's your photo. And it can be really, really, it can look very real. Or it could be a video where your face is superimposed onto someone who is, you know, it's an intimate or an inappropriate image. So that's what a deepfake is. While that is terrifying in concept that someone could do that to you, we have tips to help you deal with that if it ever happened. Hopefully it never will, but if it does, hang on, stay with us in this webinar, because we will show you exactly what to do if that ever happened to you. If you're worried that they may be shared online, or that someone may be threatening you, or you just feel it could happen, if you want to see, is there something already? Are they out there already? How do you know? Well, you can locate them online using Google Images, and we're going to show you that. We're also going to show you how to report to Google and say, listen, can you remove these? I don't want them coming up in any search. Here you go. And then reporting it to NCII. This is real preventative stuff. You go to NCII and say, hey, got this. It can't ever appear online. I need your help. And they will help you, right? They're a charity, and Claire will explain more, and we'll show you a tutorial on how to report it. And if you have any worries about you sharing something so personal and intimate with an organization, we will put your mind at ease with that as well. Okay, so bear with us. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is, okay, I want to see if there are images or videos of me online already that I have not consented to. They may be intimate images. Okay, now if it's a thing that it's a video, you can use the same functionality here with a video. All you do is play the video, take a screenshot of a particular image within the video and save that as an image and use that to search.
I suppose, Avril, can I just add as well that it's important to know that when you're putting your image up into Google to search for it, they're not saving it. You're not uploading your image in any shape or form to the internet, just to put your mind at rest with that. This is just a search function.
However, it would be in your search history. If someone has access to your Google account and they can see what you've searched for, then there is a way for you to go into your Google account and delete particular search items. So when you've searched for this image and you now no longer want it to appear in your search history on Google, you can go in and delete that. You just need to check one of our previous webinars called Leave No Trace. Okay, so you can see images.google.com is where you go. This is the picture of the image. This is the image I'm going to look for online. Where is this image online? Dragging the image from my desktop, drag it in and Google is uploading it. So you can see here now. And then if you click Find Image Source, this is going to tell you where this image appears online. So you can see here, it's pulling up everything with the word stop as well. It's actually reading the words within the image. And down here, you can see all those places where that image appeared and 4 pages of it, okay? If I go to Safe Ireland and see this image of the mother and child, search image with Google Lens, just right click it. On the right, it's showing me where that image has appeared before. I click Find Image Source again, and you can see everywhere that image of a mother and child has appeared. I'm just using Safe Ireland as an example to show you. So you can just search for an image you have that's personal to you that you want to see, is it out there? Or, so see, we're on the Safe Ireland website and we see here the image of this girl here below, Safe Ireland welcomes new legislation. So this image, if you right click it, it says search image with Google Lens. So even an image in a website, if your image appeared in a website, you can see here everywhere it's appeared. You can find all the different websites that that image has appeared in. Find image source, and here you go down the bottom there. You can see all of those images and all the different websites that they've appeared in. So just to show you that you can use your own image to search on Google Image, or you can go into a website, say you found an image of yourself on a website. It could be a deep fake, it could be a genuine image of you, and you're thinking, does this appear on any other website or where else is it? Just right click it and search image, and it'll come up here and you can see all of the different websites it's appearing on. The first thing I want to do is ask Google to remove it from a search in Google. Type in remove an image from Google. You've got supportgoogle.com. And this gives you all the information. So take your time and read through this. Removing an image from Google, how to remove it. So obviously they're going to ask you, if it's on a particular website, ask the owner of the website to take it down. Okay. And it gives you guidelines on how to do that. We're going to go further than this. So if you keep scrolling down, ask Google to remove specific images from search results. And here you can see remove non-consensual, explicit or intimate personal images. If you click on that, it gives you instructions. And within there, it says the image is shown is nude or a sexual act, and it's you, and you didn't consent to it. And if you agree to both those requirements, then you fill out the form. You click fill out the form. Take your time reading this. And you can watch this back again. Request to remove your personal information. So this is the form, right? So what do you want to do? I want to remove information that I see in the Google search. In Google's search, I want the results, search results and on websites. I haven't contacted the website owner. I want to remove nude and sexually explicit items. You decide what it is you want it removed. Is it you? Yes. Have you ever consented to it? No. Or maybe you have. And then there's more information about contacting a webmaster, which is an owner of a website, if you want to go through that. And then you fill out the details here. Give more information, additional text and context to the situation. I would like Google to filter explicit results for similar searches in the future. And submit. So that's how you would report to Google to stop that appearing when someone else does a search. Okay, moving on. If someone threatens to share your intimate images online, or maybe you have a feeling this person has it, they've taken it down, but they could threaten again and put it up somewhere else, and I don't want it. There's actually something you can do about it, and it's prevention. And a lot of work has been done in this area, and NCII, and the website is stopncii.org. Claire, can you talk to us a little bit more about this organisation and how they can support people who find themselves in this situation?
Absolutely, Avril. So the NCII is actually an international charity, and they support victims of non-consensual intimate image abuse. they have created a tool which works by generating a hash from your intimate image or your video. So think of it as like a digital fingerprint. And that's the only file that is shared with the NCII. So that means they're not taking your image or your video, or they're not looking at it. They don't download it from your device. And they really collect minimal data to run the service to help protect your privacy. So what they do once they've created the hash is that they then share it with other supporting companies to help detect and remove the images or the videos from being shared online. So really, what I suppose I want to be clear around is that when you send this through, it's a code that's created. You're not sending your image. They're not looking at your image or the video.
They can't see it, Claire.
No, it is.
They can't even see the image or the video. They just flag it as a number, a list of serial numbers.
Yes.
And therefore you're not actually sharing it and they can't see it.
Yes, exactly. And then they share it with the other supporting companies who help to detect it and remove it from being shared online. And they have a 90% removal rate, which is excellent.
And they're ultimately supporting your right to privacy.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's what they strongly believe in, which is why they exist as an international charity. That should give comfort. It's just a code, a print that's put on it, and that's what's used to make sure it's not shared anywhere else. Okay. So what we're going to do now is show you how to report it to them. Okay. Step by step. So this is the website, stopncii.org. Create your case. Step 1. So what's your age? So I'm over 18. Who's in the image? You decide. Myself. Help us understand what the image is about. So sexual act, semi-nude, private place. And has it been shared online? Yes, or maybe no, or you don't know. And then to learn more about reporting. So this is really useful, right? For people under 18 years of age to help remove images. And then also all the different platforms. How do I report? This is an excellent piece of resource. So I went in there, for example, onto Instagram and look, reporting on Instagram, and it brings you to the Safety Centre. WhatsApp, the Help Centre, blocking and reporting contacts, and reporting someone. So all the support, the links that you need to get to directly. YouTube. So I've just gone back there now again. But just to know that that is a really useful support as well. Okay, so step 2, select the photos. So I'm putting in that image again with the stop banner across her face. I'm loading that in. So you upload your videos or your images, you put it in there. But what they're doing, you now create a pin. It's your own pin. You have to remember this. If you forget this pin, you won't be able to check to see what they've done. And you don't have to give your email address. And you can see here. So step 4, I am the person in the images. I was over 18 when the image was taken. I understand that if I lose my case number, right? So that's that digital the fingerprint, remember, that Claire was explaining. I will not be able to check my case status. There's no help if you lose them. So these are really important, right? So you can see the hash up there. That's the code. And then underneath it says, I understand that by creating a case, that I consent to my hashes being shared with participating companies. And these companies are helping to protect your privacy by making sure it doesn't get uploaded, it doesn't get found, it doesn't get visible, it's not seen anywhere online. So I'm going to click I understand, and then I'm not a robot, and submit. I know that there are laws in Ireland that carry penalties, up to 7 years, I think, imprisonment, and unlimited fines for sharing if someone shares an intimate video or image of you without your consent. Can you just talk to us a little bit more about that to help us understand it?
Absolutely. I mean, the clear and straightforward piece, Avril, is that this person that's sharing them is breaking the law, and it is a crime. It's an offence in Ireland to record, share, or threaten to share an intimate image or video of another person without their consent. irrespective of whether the person means to cause you harm or not. And this includes what are called deep-faked images, which are images pretending to be you. So that is your own face superimposed onto somebody else's body. And when we say irrespective of whether the person means to cause you harm or not, this means that this behavior either seriously interferes with your peace and your privacy, or causes you alarm or distress or harm. And while sharing them is out of your control, there are steps that you can take to stop it. And there are also steps that you can take to help prevent it from ever happening in the first place, which is what you've just been talking about, Avril.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. I guess it's your worst nightmare, isn't it? The deep fakes. You can do everything to prevent and stop, and never have images taken of you in the first place. But to think that a deep fake is completely out of your control, but there are things you can do. And that's what this webinar is all about. So if it was an intimate video that you consent to at the time though, so say when the video or an image, not deepfake now, this is real. So if an intimate image of you or an intimate video of you was taken and at the time you consented to it, but now you don't, does the law still protect me? Or are you stuck with it?
Absolutely. It's still a crime in the eyes of the law if it is shared without your consent. So that means you may have consented to the intimate photo being taken at the time and shared at the time, or perhaps you never consented and you didn't know that it was taken or recorded, or just even today, right now, you may simply no longer consent to this image or video being shared. So it is still a crime in the eyes of the law if it's shared without your consent.
That's actually so good to know, isn't it? Because, you know, if you agree to an intimate photo or video to be taken at the time, it's actually wrong for us to think that that's it. You have to live with it now, the consequences. It actually means that your original decision isn't for life. You can now decide that you no longer consent to it. You wish it never happened, and you definitely wish and do not wish for it to be shared. So your consent changes from consenting to not consenting, and the law protects you with that decision and supports you with that. So, you know, that's really important, that you can withdraw your consent as you see fit at any time after you've given it.
Absolutely. And be clear about what you are and what you are not consenting to as well. So, you know, put it in writing in electronic form to the person concerned, because they'll find it difficult to evade responsibility for their actions in a criminal court then. Okay, so put it in writing by email to the person concerned that you do not consent and you do not want that shared publicly or privately.
And keep a copy of it. So email or text as well, or some sort of electronic communication that you've proof that you asked them to take it down, or you've talked to them about it. Okay. So an intimate image or video has been shared without your consent online. You may have consented to it previously, but now you don't. What can you do? And remember, we have the right to, and the law supports us if we decide to remove that consent. So the first thing is take screenshots. It's really important. And if it's on something like Snapchat, it's really important to take it really quickly so that you have that recording and proof and evidence that it did actually happen. But wherever it happened, take screenshots. Or maybe someone found it and told you about it. Ask them to take a screenshot and send it to you as evidence. Untag from the person, and we're going to show you as well through Facebook how you untag someone on Facebook. So someone basically tagging you means they've shared something, an intimate image of you, and they've tagged your name, connecting your name and your Facebook account, for example, to that image or video. Then you want to untag, because tagging means that all of your followers will see what they have shared. So you want to untag, and we'll show you how to do that. And then ask the person to take it down. You can deflate the whole thing and stop it there and then by just asking the person to take it down. And that's really important. And, you know, putting it in writing is really important so that you've evidence that you've asked them and evidence of their response, whatever that response is, you know. And dare we say this on every webinar, and it's really important that we do on every webinar, but, you know, how much you feel you can say to a person that's sharing these images of you online without your consent, it truly depends on your personal circumstances and your relationship with them. You could, for example, tell them that you're going to report it to the Gardaí. You could tell them that it's a criminal offence, what they've just done, that it's a crime now. But again, it comes down to the relationship you have with them, and only if it's safe to do so. You're potentially confronting a perpetrator, and it may cause you harm by doing that and what you say, and it may escalate the risk to you and to other members of your family. So your safety is number one. So what we're showing you here is based on and assuming that you take your safety as number one, and you think about that and the relationship you have and what is safe to do and say and what isn't, okay? But asking them to take it down, as simple as that, please take it down. And you know, tell them it's a crime or you report it if you feel it's safe to do so. Put it in writing and record it and their response, okay? Now, reporting it direct to the Gardaí so that the Gardaí will investigate it. Maybe you don't want it investigated by the Gardaí, but maybe you just want it taken down. Then we would recommend you go to hotline. And hotline will actually say to you, do you want us to let the Gardaí know as well? So maybe at some point you might decide, but that's up to you, okay? And we're going to show you how to report on hotline. We have a short tutorial on that, okay? And then reporting it to the app. So you have taken the screenshots, you've untagged so you're not connected to it, and then you're trying to minimize all the risk. Then you ask them as well to take it down, and you report it to the Gardaí, or you log it and record it. You set up a case in hotline, and then as well on the app. So wherever they posted it. So we're going to give you an example of Facebook on how to report it to Facebook if someone has shared it on Facebook, okay? And this first one that we're going to show you is the hotline.ie one, okay? So I'm just going to start with that. So this is the hotline.ie website. It's very obvious. Big yellow writing, report now. And IIA is the intimate image abuse. It says, what do you want to report? I want to report intimate image abuse. And if you want more information on it, you can read more details about it. Where did you see the content? So it wants to know where. Now remember, this is only for publicly shared, where everyone has access to it, okay? So you can see here that, you know, if it's on something like WhatsApp private group, they can't. And you have to go straight to the Gardaí with that and report it to the private app, whatever that is. They can only help you take content down on websites and online that's publicly accessible by everyone. So let's just say it was Instagram that it was shared on, and you want to give information about, you know, the incident. So an intimate image and video of me was shared without my consent. And then date and time, any more history or information that you have. Okay, or maybe it was removed since, just put it all in. So is the person under or over 18? So I said, no, not under 18. It's an intimate image or video of me. Does the victim identify as, you just mark that. Does the victim consent to the image being taken? So maybe I consented to it being taken. Yes. Or maybe I didn't. No. Do I consent to it being shared? No. And remember the law to protect you on that. And about the following. So where is the victim and the person responsible? So you decide to choose that one, which is appropriate, and what outcome are you seeking? So do you want the image and video removed and the matter investigated by the Gardaí to take action against the person responsible, or do you just want the content removed? That's up to you. Do you want the Gardaí involved? Yes or no, you decide that. Do you know who's responsible for posting it? Yes, or maybe you don't. Do you consent to the contact details be given to the Gardaí? Yes or no? And I said yes, so I will give my information there so that they can contact me and that the Gardaí can contact me as well, in the utmost of confidence as well. Now you might decide not to in this case, and maybe you just want the content taken down. So hotline. This is when you've seen it online and you want it removed. And hotline will do everything. So this is just verifying And it says, thank you for your report. It will be processed as soon as possible. So the one we showed you previously is preventative. I think it might get shared at some point. Please help me make sure this never appears online. Hotline.ie is something's been shared. I can tell you where it's been shared that I know of, and you give all that information. And then what Hotline will do, they have very close relationships with service providers internationally, and they will work with those service providers to make sure it's removed everywhere that it's found. Okay. So say somebody has posted an intimate image or video of you on Facebook. So I've been on the desktop, we've recorded it. We're just going to walk you through what you do. Okay. So you're in your Facebook account. I've actually gone onto Facebook's own page to report something belonged to them. The 3 dots, report the page. So if you want to report the page, click those 3 dots there, and then it comes up, well, what are you reporting? What type of report is this? So sharing private images. Okay, and then submit. And then against community standards, Facebook will review it, investigate it, and get back to you. That was the page. This, you see the 3 dots on an actual post by Facebook. I want to report that. And again, it's similar and same. Nudity, sharing private images. And again, there's violence. So it depends on the circumstances. Could be a threat. Whatever you feel represents why you want to report it the best. Just choose that. If you're being harassed, if you're being shamed or degraded, you know, so that's those 3 dots within a post. And then if I just show you, if you go up then into your account on Facebook, so the top right, and you go there to the help center. So when you right click your face on your profile, your little picture of you, and you right click that, your settings come up and you see help center. So you go to the health center and policies and reporting a privacy violation. So this is where you go when you want to report a photo or a video on Facebook that violates your privacy. Something's been done without your consent. So you click this one. And you can see here, removing the tag. This shows you how to remove the tag. So you're in the post, what do you do? So I've come back out of that. And now you want to fill in the form because it violates your privacy. You feel it violates your privacy, you click that link. And then in here, it says, what are you trying to report? Okay, I'm reporting a photo, or maybe I'm reporting a video, you decide. Where do you live? Outside US. Do you have the link of the video that you're trying to report? So you just copy the link. So yes or no, you don't, but you can describe where it is maybe. And whose privacy is being violated? Is it yours or somebody else's? And give your email address and more information. The more information, the better. And ticking the box, you know, that all the information is accurate, and click send. And then that goes to Facebook. So the more information you give here, the better. Okay. And if you're wondering, well, how do I find the link to a post? When you're in the post, just go up to the link at the top, or you can right click it and it'll say copy link, and that's how you'd find the link. Okay. Okay, so that's reporting on Facebook. So what we've done now is somebody has shared something that you do not consent to publicly. You can report it to Hotline, you can call the Gardaí. You've asked them to take it down. You've taken screenshots. You've untagged. You've reported here to Facebook or whatever app it is. It could be Instagram or Snapchat. And we have tutorials on those as well. And they're the different things that you can do if it happens to you publicly when it's shared without your consent. First thing is take screenshots ASAP immediately, and then untag from the person again immediately, and ask them to take it down and do it in writing so you have a record. And whatever their response is, make sure you have a record of that. Take a screenshot of it if you need to, just to have it in your photos as well. Reporting it directly to the Gardaí is really important. But again, if it's safe for you to do so, reporting it to the app And this is where I'm going to show you an example. So if you look at WhatsApp, private group on WhatsApp, and someone you know has intimate images of you and they decided to share them in a private group and you weren't even on the group, but you knew the person that did it and you're connected with them, I'm going to show you. Or maybe you're in the group and you were added to it and you've seen what's been shared. So the other thing then is, I guess, reporting it to the Gardaí. It may feel very daunting, but you're absolutely, devastated, and you need to do something about this to protect your privacy because you don't know where this is going and how far it'll spread. So, what will they do as soon as you have contacted the Gardaí? So you'll be directed to a specialised unit, and they're called the Divisional Protective Services Unit, and the DPSU. So if you hear the DPSU, just know you're in good hands because they're very experienced in this area, and their job is to help you get to the bottom of it and get it down and stop it in its tracks. And there are several DPSUs around the country, okay, to be aware of that as well. So I'm going to show you now WhatsApp. If you go in there, this is just a cyber criminal actually that was trying to contact me. So you click on their profile and report. So you can report or report and block, that's up to you. But the last 5 messages from this contact will be forwarded to WhatsApp. If you go into settings and help, this is how you contact them. So go to contact us, and then you put in there, well, what is it? Someone has shared intimate images, photos of me without my consent. Please help me. You want them removed immediately. So the first thing when you submit it, you're given a load of questions and answers to help you. But what you want is to send contact WhatsApp. So click that down the bottom. And straight away now, this is what you get. Thanks for your message. This is your ticket number. We're reviewing your issue and we'll respond as soon as possible. And they will get back to you. And if you're not satisfied with the response, it'll say, are you satisfied with this answer? And you say no. And you go on again and you give screenshots, give more evidence, give more messages, and they will come back to you to help you resolve it. Okay. So that's reporting it on WhatsApp. And these are all the other video tutorials. So the ones highlighted in blue are the ones we've gone through. So Claire, we've gone through, how to report on stopncii.org. This is the preventative stuff. We've looked at reporting intimate image abuse to hotline, reporting intimate image abuse on WhatsApp, and on Facebook. And then also we looked earlier on, locating stuff on Google and then asking Google to remove them, but everything there is, the Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All of these are also on Safe Ireland YouTube's playlist account called Let's Talk Tech there, or on the Safe Ireland website as well. Back over to you, Claire.
Thanks, Avril. There are 39 domestic violence services located in counties all across Ireland. So if you're experiencing an abuse and you need support, please contact your local domestic violence service, the details of which can be found at www.safeireland.ie. Alternatively, you can contact the Women's Aid National Free Phone Helpline on 1-800-341-900 or the Guards on 999. Thank you.